What's up? I'm your host, DJ Duss. My co-host Bam isn't here, so I got a break from him. See you later, Bam. But anyways, I'm a lucky guy today. I'm teaming up back with some old friends of mine from Tailgaters. Let's get them on. We have Phaedra. What's up, Phae? We got Alicia.
Hey guys.
And Brooklyn. What's up, Brooklyn?
Hi.
How you girls doing?
Great. You?
Isn't this weird on a Saturday night that us four are actually on the computer instead of being at work?
So weird.
Kind of fucked up, huh? I honestly clued in right now. Like, this is kind of weird.
Night. Yeah. Tomorrow's like, yeah.
Yeah, this is just weird. Yeah, I know. And on a Saturday night, we're actually on StreamYard here on Shooting the Shit podcast. Wow, what's up with that? Anyways, this is a little bit better than just a podcast. I actually get to see you guys and hang out through this, which is not the way I really like to do it. But I mean, it is what it is, you know. But I met all you guys, girls at Tailgaters. Yeah. Is that right? Did you guys all meet at Tailgaters too?
Yeah.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's crazy. We have met some great people there, and we also met a few weirdos there. We're not going to mention the weirdos. We're not like that. We're not like that. I'm just saying it is what it is, though. But so the first person to work at Tailgaters was who? Alicia, right?
Yeah.
When did you start? Okay, first of all, let's start. How'd you even get into the bar industry?
I guess actually I was probably
and lie about your age though.
I think I was 18 actually. One day I went to I won't name the bar, but and then I don't think I was old enough, but I had an ID obviously, and then I was offered a job. And then I kind of started from there, and I wasn't even gonna take it. And then I think I had just broken up with a boyfriend from college or college or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, screw it. I'm going to go work at this place. Bar, yeah. And then it's been ever since. So, and then I've been at Tailgaters, I guess since 2009. So wow. What are we at? 2021 now. So yeah, quite some time.
Jesus.
At Tailgaters anyways. Yeah.
And yourself, Phaedra, where'd you start? Or how old were you?
Well, I started doing the care of restaurants, right? I started off doing that, right. And then once I became of age or whatever, then I started working in the bars. So I've always kind of been in the food industry, but yeah.
That makes total sense. And Brooklyn, what about you?
So I had a few bar jobs. I worked at Moose McGuire's, Lieutenant's Pump, and a couple other dive bars. Mm-hmm. And Alicia gave me an interview at Tailgaters, and I honestly finessed my way into that work family like no other. It's a pretty tight-knit group, and I was determined to get on the in, and I'm glad I did, because now I don't work there anymore, neither does Phae, I believe, but we're still all close, and it does feel like a family there. 100%. So, and we're all here, right? And I met you, so that's
100%. Yeah, I loved it there. Even though Alicia was a big part of me working there, getting me there becoming there as a DJ, which is true. Phaedra pretty much became my first friend at Tailgaters, though. She grabbed a beer and said, fuck it, and came and sat with me. Me and Phaedra had some good times at Tailgaters, you know. She's like, I'm off early. I'm going to sit right here. So we had a good time over there. But some girls, what was some of your experience? Did you enjoy it? Was it something I know you enjoyed it, Alicia, but I mean, Phaedra, I've seen you sometimes walking with that. I know. And I get it. But sometimes, do people just think it's an
assholes, man?
I'm saying it is a tough. Come on, I did it as a DJ. Alicia saw me get ripped on as a DJ. Some woman yelling at me,
Oh my god, you're not playing. What's the?
Footloose. Footloose.
Oh my god.
I was called every name in the book, and I looked over at Alicia like, fuck, man, But do you girls generally enjoy the job? We'll start with you, Brooklyn.
I mean, I did. I thought it was, nice to just engage with people. I'm an extrovert, so if I get to walk around all day and just chitter chatter, strap my stuff, get dressed up, feel cute, and make tips. You know what I mean? It was pretty good while it lasted. Yeah. But I am happy where I am now as well. I'd go I probably wouldn't go back. Maybe on weekends or something. But I'm definitely somewhat happy. It's bittersweet. I do miss it, but at the same time, I'm there's parts of it that I'm kind of glad are over.
That's every job. That's every job.
Yeah, exactly. Right? So I'm biased.
Every job is. I find it so fun at first. Not at first. There's fun nights and there's fucking shitty nights. It's just the way it is. You know what I mean? But like I remember, like Alicia's fucking pockets are filling up with money and she's dropping them, and I gotta follow her and give them back. I know. I remember that. I swear to God, I found $50. I found $50 one time, and I was like, it has to be hers. It has to be hers. So I'm like, Alicia, if you're missing $50, I found it, right? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, I knew it. I couldn't be that lucky that it was someone else's.
Yeah, just follow me around like pitter patter, like Easter Bunny dropping chocolate eggs. That's me dropping.
Now, is it true? Josh told me he cleaned out your truck, went down and found like $70 in change.
Oh yeah, that's like a normal occurrence. Brooklyn knows, Phae knows. Yeah, that's a normal occurrence. It's just
why your purse is so heavy.
That is fucking insane. So like, okay, I found like I want to ask you girls because Tailgaters is a fucking humongous fucking place. It's huge. Walking, how are your feet at the end of the day?
Sore. Well, on a long shift, sore. Like on a bar box weekend night or a Super Bowl giveaway, or like what we would have had last Sunday, unfortunately. And then like your feet are sore by the end. You gotta have good shoes. The girls that wear flats, bad move. You gotta have good running shoes, you know?
I'm definitely a lot lighter and skinnier. All the cardio and like
you get your 10,000 steps in like halfway through your shift.
I was just gonna ask you, do you guys ever wear a Fitbit and the Fitbit's like instead of counting your steps it says stop?
Yeah. Don't walk
stop
anymore.
walking. What the hell's wrong with you? No, that place is just huge. Like I just see you guys, the way you guys are rushing and like running.
Oh yeah.
And give it up to the boys. The bartenders too are animals out there too, right? On a busy night. So like that place was insane. For me, working somewhere and looking around and seeing the shit you girls pulled off in such a short amount of time and running all over the place. And you know what? You girls had the personality to keep people happy even while they were waiting. You know what I mean? They were waiting a little bit extra long, and they're like, oh, it's a little slow today. It's busy. But, you know, when they saw you girls, they were really happy. And that's a big part of business. So, Alicia, when you're hiring somebody, what qualities are you looking into someone?
A hard worker, obviously, a great personality, someone that's eager and energetic. I mean, someone that is willing to build relationships with customers. I mean, Tailgaters is a place that's like a little mini family, not just with the staff, but with just our regular clientele. Like we do the pool leagues, and those are people that are there at least once a week, sometimes more. And then just the general public, just general people around like the area, right? It's kind of like a West End spot to go, right? So there's everyone's almost a regular pretty much. And if they're not a regular, we want to make them a regular. So just looking for people that, you know, energetic, friendly, willing to create new, you know, relationships, and obviously hardworking, and, you know, follow like
absolutely
the proper policies and procedures, obviously too. But for personality and work ethic and everything, and relationships are the biggest thing, I would say.
Phae, you went from being a waitress to a bartender. Which one did you prefer?
It's tough.
But they're both tough.
Yeah, well, it's fun to switch it up, right? Like being on the floor is different. Like, but you know what I mean? You're generally going to make more money on the bar, so it's like
But it is intense because the eyes are on you at the bar, right? You got everyone around the bar, and you got the waitresses and waiters, looking at you like, fuck, hurry the fuck up. So it can be a little more intense on the bar on a busy night, right?
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to say. Like when you're on the bar, you can't like just go out and like fuck off to a different group. You know what I mean?
It's like, fuck, this guy's still sitting here.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. There was one night, I don't know what happened. A bunch of you girls were gone. Alicia got offered tickets to go somewhere, and someone was taking off vacation, and I saw Morgan was working with Mike behind the bar.
Oh, I remember. Okay. I was away at a Leaf. He gave me Leaf tickets, so I really regretted that.
Anyone that comes at Tailgaters tonight has no idea who the owner is. No idea. So this girl walks by the bar, she's twirling the pool cue, and he's like, stop. She's like, what the fuck's this guy's problem? She walks over, like, that guy's an asshole. I'm like, yeah, he's the owner. She's like, oh. And I look back there, and poor Mike is doing like 90% of the work. Like, I felt so bad for him, though. But you know what? Sometimes just to get him back in there at night, just see what some of you girls go through and some, the bartenders are going through. It's nice to be like, fuck, thank God I don't have to do this shit anymore. So like, it is crazy though. But girls, favorite part of working and worst part of working. We'll start with you, Brooklyn.
Favorite part? Oh my goodness! Why me?
Not having shots behind the DJ booth is not a favorite part, girls.
Yeah, my favorite part is honestly hanging out with Joey. It really was. Like, you were like one of my first friends there.
That's right.
Like made me less intimidated. This was before I was in the in group. So you made me feel less intimidated. Like we kind of got each other. You're like, hey, who's this chick? Like I need to kind of show her the ropes. Mm-hmm. And you did. You really showed me the ropes. Made me feel welcome before the other girls, call them that, allowed me into their circle. And I felt a lot more safe knowing I had you there.
See what I gotta do? See what I gotta do for our team? See? I gotta calm. I'm gonna make the new people feel great till you girls open up.
I just get tired of training people and then they leave after 3 minutes. Fuck off. Why do I feel like
No, I feel your girls just struggle because after I was there for a year, like I was kind of the same of like, who's this chick? How long are they going to be here? How long is it going to take for them to understand?
And now what's the worst part about the job?
A
shitty tip?
Cleaning up puke.
That's high up there, man.
I haven't had to do that.
Cleaning up puke beside the DJ booth one Thursday night, I think.
I think the hardest part as a female trying to do this job is when there's a lot of people drinking, especially men drinking at the sports bar, and it's a party place as a DJ. So the hardest part is when you're trying to work, but your customers want to hang out. So drawing that line between like, I like you, you're fun, you're my customer, I'm trying to be friendly, but there's people waiting for their food and they're like, wait, but miss, like this isn't a social hour for me as much as I like love to be flirty and fun. It's right. Like you got to be able to draw that line, and that's where like the bitchiness, you have to have that going into this kind of industry. You have to be able to say no and like bye.
I get it. What about you, Phae? Favorite and worst?
The money.
Favorite. That's a good one. That's a good one.
I don't know if you're not
making lots of money is my favorite. Making no money.
Serving to make money. I don't know why you're serving. Realistically, if you don't want to make money, go home. I'll make the money.
I got your tables.
Yeah.
And then the worst part about the job, besides us all partying the night before.
It's hard on the body, I think, in a sense, realistically. Like, it's mentally and physically draining at certain points. Like, it just.
I'm happy you brought that up.
And it's you can have everyone can be great, and then it's just one person that just like ruins the night. You know what I mean? You're having a good time or something, and then something happens, right? And it only takes one, right? It takes 30 seconds for something to happen, and I don't know.
Now, do you girls find working in the industry, and we all did it, it was fun. It is probably one of the funnest jobs. And for some of us, even some of the best part-time jobs, even money equaling, versus hours and everything else. Do you find that I found over the years of DJing for 15 years and you girls being in the same industry that you missed out a lot on weekends?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like, you don't remember people's birthdays, parties, you know what I mean?
No, like dinners with girlfriends at the end, like weekday nights or weekends are 100%.
Stop getting invited.
Oh yeah.
People just stop inviting you. They're like, we know it's working. We're not going to even bother.
I swear to God, they'd be like, oh, or there's a weekend off and no one calls you. It's because they assume that you are, or you're just going to say no. And and I found that was really, you go to someone's house and their kid's like 7 years old. All of a sudden, you're like, what the fuck happened? Like, where have I been? Like, and it's just, I feel like you get captured in that moment for a while. And it's like, it's just very quick. It's very repetitive. And all of a sudden,
it's like your Tuesday becomes your Saturday and everyone else is working. You're like, cool.
Yeah.
What do I do with myself?
Or we look forward for each other's birthdays to celebrate on a Sunday, right?
Yeah, that's exactly. Every celebration is on a Sunday night now.
It's like your birthday landed on Monday. We're celebrating it Sunday. Like, it doesn't matter. It was just Sunday. Yeah. And that for me was big. Go ahead.
Speaking of kids, too, for people with families, like, it's completely out of whack. If you have a partner who has a 9 to 5 you never see, like, you barely see them. Or if you have kids, you see them, but you're tired and you're like short on patience, and so then you compensate with all that tip money and take them places you buy them.
Yeah, I never asked you girls this. As much as we all hung out and talked, do you find working in the bar industry was harder on some of your relationships?
Oh yeah, probably for sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, especially when you have an completely opposite schedule. I mean, you gotta really try to, I don't know, do things to make it work on the times that you have that little time that you have. You gotta really make it count. Because when you're away,
jealousy's huge.
There's jealousy. Not speaking of right now.
No, but
yeah, I've seen some friends that have had some pretty.
I would get the. You're a DJ, so you fucked everybody. I was like, oh, what? What was I missing out on? What was I missing out on? You know, little did he know we were playing card games at Phae's house. You know. Getting bullied by Phae to play the game and getting anger from Alicia and competitiveness. If you call that an orgy, I don't want to be in there. That's what. But the thing is, it's cool to have, like, this is probably tailgaters of all the places I've ever worked that still kept in touch after. You know what I mean? And it like Brooklyn brought up, it was a family, and it still is, and it's great. And I don't know what it was, or it must be just the characters that worked there, but. Everywhere else I work for, you know, you always say, yeah, we'll keep in touch. We never fucking keep in touch. See you the fuck later. You know, it is what it is. But now did I don't know, because I don't know what happened. I don't know the timeline, because again, I've been busy either doing this or working. Did COVID affect you girls at this job, at becoming a waitress or a bartender anywhere else? Because Phae, you were somewhere else also, right?
Yeah, and then I ended up back at Tailgaters just before COVID.
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Now, so like when this hit us, like, what was going through, like, Brooklyn? Were you still working at Tailgaters when?
No, I wasn't. I had quit Tailgaters and I went back to school right before this happened. So
that is crazy.
I wasn't really affected, and thank goodness, because I probably would have been fired because I'm not one of the main. I wasn't one of the main. Servers, so.
Does it kind of suck that
I think everybody got laid off?
I was gonna say, I walked in there to see Curtis one time, and there was only Alicia in there. So.
Yeah, I was doing takeout.
Last one standing.
But how now? So like, this has been like, even, let's be realistic, Alicia. So you've been there since even when they opened up, and last calls at 9. Like, what the was that, like a waste of time?
It's you know what? Luckily we have like that, like I said earlier, that close, that tight knit of pool league players. So pretty much like for the weekdays, Monday to Thursday, we had we're only allowed to have 50 people in there. Okay, in that big of space. We have the stadium. 500 normally. Yeah. Okay, guys. So 50 people we're allowed to have out, and like across the street, you know, the same restaurant can have 50 people.
It made no sense.
So anyways, we had most of our weekdays were consistent of just the pool league people. So, I mean, it was just me working and then one other person during the weekdays. We had a couple, like another one on the weekends, a couple more. So, because we were minimizing staff, and then just doing last call, like trying to get everybody to, you know, when people want to drink at 9 o'clock. Okay, my last call orders are like, well, 50 people in the bar. They all want at least 2 freaking drinks. So and I'm bartending and serving and making the other server drinks. Wow. So I'm like, I've never made that many drinks that quickly ever. Like, you have to get them out too, right?
That's right.
Before 9. Right? So they have till 10 to drink them. You have to have them out by 9, and then they have till 10 to drink them and be out of the building. That's great. So we start doing our last call obviously at like 8:30 and then, you know, your second last call for people, because, you know, everybody's gonna be like, oh, it's 5. Actually, I want that last one. So that's difficult, you know. But
it was tough for me to adjust as a customer. Like,
yeah, like
I was like,
9 o'clock. That's normally when you go out, right? That's when you start drinking. Like,
I didn't even bother going out during that period. I was like, there's no way.
Made no sense. You get some wings, you have a beer, you're talking, you're about to get another one, they're throwing you out. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Yeah. So, Phaedra, where were you in this when COVID hit?
What do you mean?
Like, where were you? Were you still working at where is that place called? Drawing a blank. Finley Creek.
Oh yeah, Johnny Connection.
Yes.
No, yeah. So I left there in like January.
Okay, and that's
then,
when you did the switch over to tailgaters.
Yeah, so I took a month off, and I was like debating. I'm like, all right, I'm coming back.
That place is always.
I was so excited. I was so excited. Okay, I was like, they're gonna come back. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
And
then literally a month later, it shut down again. So I think I worked for 3 weeks, and then I got and then I was out of money again. And then we opened up, and then we shut down again.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
No, it's so. Did you girls think it was going to be this long?
I didn't think it was going to happen like 3 times. I thought, I mean, I kind of figured this last one. I'm like, I knew it was going to get extended. Like, it's like,
yes, at that point,
I mean, it's pretty obvious.
Different the first time. Why are they doing it again? Like, what? But who am I? I'm not a doctor. I'm not anybody. Like, also.
What's okay? I want your opinions on this. So. March, April, they tell everyone to come back to Canada, come back in, COVID's here, blah, blah, blah. Now they're saying there's no more flights till, let's say, April 30th. Why the fuck are people still flying? Why are they letting people still fly? Oh, yeah. So do they really want us to get better or don't they? What do you Brooklyn? What do you want your opinion? I want Brooklyn's opinion. She's too quiet.
Honestly, I think no one really knows the right move, and everyone has different priorities. Some people's priorities is like the economy and keeping, like, politicians keeping people happy, certain people happy, other people it's their safety or their kids. So everyone is in for it for different reasons, and the extras just don't really know enough to make the best calls, right? So I think they're doing the best they can. And I'm like, I'm going to play devil's advocate. I really do think they're trying. I don't think they're purposely driving us mad by opening, closing. I think they just really don't know what the heck they're doing. And we're just kind of playing it by, we're just playing it by ear and open it. Like, it's a mess. And I mean, whatever. We have a roof over our shoulders, and actually, I had a question for you guys. So when we do open up again, do you guys hire the same people, or how do you choose who to bring back on and who not to bring back on?
Well, so basically, so the last time, because obviously I've went through this before a couple times. So I usually reach out to everybody, like when I know the date that we're gonna open again. I reach out to everybody that I have currently on the staff. I mean, it's a lot smaller now, to be honest, than it was the first time. The first time I reached out to a lot of people. A lot of people had moved on to different things because the first period was so long. And then I just go down the list, and by kind of like seniority and people's interest and how often they work, like if they're a full-time employee, and then just go that. But obviously I don't hire anybody new until, everybody's kind of back in the mix. This time my staff is very, very small now because even more people have drifted off. So I would imagine for the majority, most of the people that I have now, which will come back, and then just I kind of break them in. Like sometimes it starts off with 1 or 2 shifts a week, and then depending on who knows, we don't know what our restrictions are going to be again this time. It could be less people, it could be more. So if it's more, I can have more people. If it's less, then it's tough.
Was this a good way of getting rid of people?
To be honest, I'm not gonna lie. There was a few that I might have been happy about that necessarily didn't come back.
Of course.
So
it's like shit. COVID here. We can't get you back on. Sorry. Well, this girl's new. No, she wasn't.
I remember you.
Different shift as you. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I just no. For me was my predictions like we're gonna get through Canada today. They don't want us all get together and things are gonna blow over. And now it's like we're in fucking pretty much February, and I'm like, holy shit! Like, now any positives through COVID, Brooklyn? Did you know what I mean? I have positives. I hate bringing it up, but I do.
See, I'm the same way. I hate bringing it up because people are always complaining. And then I'm like, oh, here I am. Like, this is great. Like, I've worked on myself and just, I don't know, I've started new things for myself that I wouldn't have because I'd be so busy in the day-to-day rat race that I was in. So I've really enjoyed being home and just taking time to myself and starting. I know all of us here have started new endeavors in the past few months, and I started my own business, and I'll let Alicia and Phae talk on their new endeavors. But it's been nice. Like it's been a break. Like I've been in either the bar industry or being a parent or being in school.
Yeah.
It feels like forever. Like I've never just had like a month to just do nothing. Like what? That's like unheard of. So I don't know.
It's true.
It's positive.
What about you, Alicia? Any positives through COVID?
I mean, I'm working a little.
You've turned into a chef. That's what I've been told.
That is great. Honestly, I think my family loves it now because I'm like literally cooking every day, experimenting with it. I started with Arbonne actually because I've been using their products a lot. So I'm doing their 30-day healthy cleanse right now. So like no drinking, no eating dairy, no gluten. So I'm like, I feel like $1 million. So I mean, that's a positive because I don't know if I would have done this like a nice cleanse for myself if I would have been working in the bars right now. Just because the atmosphere is a little bit different. So being at home, I can really like focus on myself and positive thoughts and kind of, you know, take care of myself a bit more. So I guess that's a positive.
Phae, tell us what you accomplished. Yeah.
Well, so like I was excited when the COVID first happened. Like I got a bike, I got out there, started doing things, and then I broke my foot. So that put a damper on things.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
that's like wearing a big old air cast when it's fucking 30 degrees. At least it wasn't my driving foot, so it wasn't too terrible. But yeah, no. So then I ended up doing second career. So now I've fully licensed AZ driver.
Now, what motivated you?
Well, I was gonna do my D initially, and then I just want to get in the city. That's my kind of goal, realistically, in the long run. I just want a job with a pension, and I want something different. It had to be completely different. Like I took public relations too, like Brooklyn. And it just wasn't. It wasn't for me at the end of it. You know what I mean? Like it just, so I just need to do something completely different. And then this was just an opportunity, and it came up. And then, like I said, with Crossroads and Ken, he's like, if you get them to pay for it, like or you get the grants or whatever,
why not?
Then why not? So now
there's always driving jobs. That's why I'm in the driving industry too, and it's like the first thing I wanted was to finally work by myself.
Yeah,
not hear anyone shit. Never be requested a fucking song in my life. You know what I mean? I don't want to be around anybody. You know what I mean? I drop something off, I leave. That's what it was like. That's what brought me, like, it was a curiosity because I remember looking for work and I was like, fuck, there's a lot of driving jobs out there. I was like, you know what? That's exactly what I want to do. I don't want to pick up my truck.
You are your own boss, even if you have another boss ahead of you.
It's like great.
You're in charge of your own truck, right? This is what I do. This is.
And I took this job seriously. Like I probably been there. I'll be 2 years in May. I've already moved up like over $5 in raise, like just by like, you know, because like you work with these guys that have no leadership skills. So, and I just come in there and my abilities come out and I, help people out and this and that. Cause that's what we all did. Like Brooklyn comes in and I like taking people underneath my wing. It's just how my abilities always were. So I do the same thing there. My boss is like, God damn, you're helping so-and-so, or so-and-so's doing a lot better. Or they only want to work with you. And it's like, cool. And then the money went up. So it's like, it all worked out at the end, but that was the main reason, was to work by myself. No one bothering you. The music, you know what I mean? You stick your iPod in there. You put your earbuds in, call somebody. It's beautiful. I really enjoyed it. Now, if some people could learn how to fucking drive, the job would be perfect.
It is. I never realized how bad people are until I got behind a wheel.
Oh, come on. You knew I was bad. You always come.
Okay, like you're a terrible driver.
Follow Alicia somewhere?
But like you would never just cut off an 18-wheeler. Like I'm literally driving. It says student driver.
Press the brakes.
I'm a 20-ton truck, and you're like, I'm gonna cut in now. So I'm like, come on, man.
Now, how intimidating was it when you got in there for the first time?
It was really nerve-wracking.
It's fucking crazy, huh? It is. It must have been.
I never knew. I didn't know how to drive a stick either. Like I knew the concept of it, right? Yeah. But I've never driven a stick before. So I was sitting there, and I have my instructor and two other kids in a truck with me, and I'm like, all right. And then I'm like, they call it the hot seat for a reason, right? You're nervous, you get all warm, and the chair's cloth, and everything just heats up all at once. You want the window down, no heat. But no, I ended up, like when I did a few laps, they call it the racetrack. It's just a little dummy track out nearby one of the Tomlinson sites. Anyway.
Okay. Yep.
So I did a couple laps, and I'm like, I need to get out of the seat. Like I need to do this. And the instructor's like, oh, but girls normally want to prove something. I'm like, I'm not proving shit to nobody.
They never met Phae. They never met Phae.
Like, I'm freaking out here, man. Like, I need a second. I'll get back in the seat. I'm not quitting. I just need a fucking minute, please.
Oh my God.
Girls want to prove something. Like, yeah.
Wow. Where did you
myself just by being here? That's
and you proved it by being only one of 3 that passed, right? So there you go.
Amazing. Where did you so you obviously did your test. Where did you do it?
Walkley.
So I got Hawkesbury.
Okay.
And I felt like I cheated because my driving instructor for the day is like, we're going to Hawkesbury. And then we did a couple of runs. He's like, this is exactly your run. So like when I got there, I was like, this is it. Like I felt like I was cheating. Like I was just like,
oh yeah, no, I did the run too so many times, right? But
I love it. It's great.
But for me, I was like, when they're like, oh, you're testing at Walkley, I'm like, I've done all of my driving tests there. So I'm like, one more, right? Let's fucking bang this out. And excuse my language, God.
No. If you know you're on here with me, I swear probably a lot more than everyone combined, but it's okay. But congratulations on it. I think you know what, it's a big change, but it's fantastic. I'm telling you, the by being by yourself and you know what I mean, and the work will always be there. If we ever go through another pandemic, at least we're good.
That was another thing too, right? Like the security of like the bar industry and any restaurant or anything is like
any entertainment.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It is crazy. It really, you know what? At first I was working there a year ago and I was like, whatever. Now it's like, I'm the only one still. I got a loan during COVID. You believe that? Yeah. My first loan. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the idiot still working. That's good. I'm going to catch something soon.
You're not an idiot.
I'm playing. So Brooklyn, tell us more about your business.
So I started just freelancing over, I guess, in the summer, like not really since COVID started, but for a couple of months now. And my roommate actually, she does digital marketing and social media management, and I'm in school, as Phae mentioned, for public relations. And we just kept getting so many inquiries from friends, family, friends of friends, just looking for help, just because everything just moved online so rapidly, and people, like the algorithms and all the social media platforms are flooded. It's like it went up 50% in users and content over the pandemic. So a lot of these businesses that are hurting right now, and a lot of people who just started new businesses throughout the pandemic are trying to be seen and heard, but it's hard. So we were just starting to help people that we knew with the algorithms and their SEO and like just bunch of different things. And we're like, well, why don't we just start charging people for this?
Right.
Like people were getting like 300% more engagements per week that we were working with. And I'm like, hey, it's like, you're my friend and all, but like, it's time to start making this a business, like, and be confident about it. So we just freaking got a business license, took a few pictures, put a website up.
That's right.
And started marketing our services, and they're so competitive, right? Because a lot of these big marketing agencies and PR firms charge like thousands and thousands of dollars. So small businesses and artists, entertainers, people like that can't afford to do that right now.
That's right.
They can't afford to give people $10,000 down payment for these services. So we're like, screw it, let's just start charging people reasonable prices. Like start at $150, meet with people once or twice a month, and just go for it. So that's what we're doing right now. I'm working with an actress. She's actually in a Kevin Hart movie that's coming out right now, and a movie on Hulu. We're working with a media agency. I'm working with a rapper who hopefully will be on Joey's podcast soon.
Absolutely.
He's really dope. Thank you, Alex. And just a few small businesses. Like one lady, she makes like jewelry and leather shoes and purses, things like that. So it's good for me right now because it's just part-time. I'm still in school, and so is my partner, Jenna. And I think that's what a lot of people are doing right now, is getting into their side hustle. Like, what are you good at? What's needed right now? What kind of service can you provide?
Yeah.
And just do it. Like, just do it. There's no risk really, if you're
That's
just
right.
offering a service. And a lot of people need the money, and a lot of people need the help. So
Absolutely, especially in business, right? Yeah. Because some people have a great business idea and have their business, but still need help on the side to like get it out there.
Oh yeah,
that's
you'd be amazed how many business owners I like go to their website when they inquire. I'm like, well, here's your problem. I can't even find what services you offer on your website.
See, that's another thing.
You posted something on your Facebook page 8 months ago.
Wow, that's
like,
so true.
Come on. There's just little things, like people just need the encouragement sometimes too. So sometimes I'll meet with clients and they're like, well, we don't really have any like projects to work on, but it's just that like motivation. Like, hey, we met. Did you like, are you sticking to your plan, to your content plan? Like, are you using like appropriate hashtags? Are you looking at your insights on Instagram? Because if this is not working, then you need to change the plan. And it's just getting people in the mode of thinking like that. And then we kind of a lot of times send them on their way after like.
I was just going to ask you that. So you teach them too, is what? So you're just not doing it for them. You're teaching them. That's pretty dope. That's cool. See, I got into podcasts because of Alex, the one I just commented. He used to like always break my balls to be like, you should start a podcast. And I used to always be like, no, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what to do. I don't know. Then I went to go visit my buddy Bam in Nova Scotia. I'm like, Alex wants me to do a podcast. He's like, yeah, that's what you're going to do. And I was like, what the fuck are we, what are you talking about? Got back. I tried looking into it. You know, we had no idea. We did audio at first. And then we did video like this. We used StreamYard, which is kind of cool. You put up to 10 people in here, pop up comments. Actually, there's Alex popping. Thank you, Alex. You're being too nice, brother. Pop up. We were popping up. You can pop up videos. I can hook up a second monitor. I can pop up the internet. Like, it's pretty dope. But I bought this interface. It was a Scarlett. I don't want to bash them because I know people use Scarlett to record. But when I use Scarlett on this fucking thing, it would freeze my whole computer. Like the whole show would go on, but I'd be like frozen and I was losing it. I was like, nope. Like, I'm like, fuck this, you know? Like, so I was losing my mind. And Alex and his wife actually went and bought me this Zoom L8. This thing's like a $650 fucking mixer. Because I said this is my next purchase. So nice. Like, and he's like, I can't watch you do this, you know, and freeze. And I know how much work you put into it. And it's so dope. I can have 6 people live on here. I can have people call in. Like, it is one hell of
fun.
Yeah, it is one hell of a fucking machine. You know what I mean? And so we plugged it in and we got it going. And, you know, obviously there's a little bit of tweaking at first because, you know, what the fuck's all these buttons, right? But and he's actually the one that was patient enough to let me bring it to his house and figure everything out. So, like, Alex and his wife, Nikki, thank you. They were the ones that led me on this. And the amount of people I met on here, like, I'm friends with Tora Wilson from X Factor, season 1 from X Factor. Now her and I talk all the time. Like, this led, you know what I mean? Like, I find the pandemic, as bad as it sucks, and you know, especially Alicia and I love to travel. We don't get to go anywhere, you know what I mean? So like things like that. But I mean, when I found the positives and the people we got to meet through the podcast has been fantastic. And some of the artists, and there's some artists I would have never went out of my way to listen to. And it's not because I don't think they're great. It's just, you know, portions of your day, right? What am I going to listen to? Who am I going to? And these people, I'm like, holy fuck, some people are really, really great out there. There's a kid named Mitchell Bailey out in the East Coast that's fucking hit number 5 in albums sold in Canada.
Oh, wow.
No. And he's super great out there. But I was like, man, I'm going to try and help you out over here. The kid is super nice, super talented, you know? What were you going to say, Brooklyn?
Yeah. I was just going to say, even podcasts in general throughout this pandemic have been so nice because I feel like I'm sitting in like a room, like I'm part of a conversation. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like lonely. It's just me at home and like my 5-year-old kid. She's not the greatest conversationalist. Surprise, surprise. But we get kind of sick of each other. So, you know, I pop in my AirPods. I'm just like cleaning, doing my thing and listening to a podcast. Because sometimes I don't want to listen to 2 Chainz at like 8 a.m. or something. Like, I just want like, and I don't feel like reading a freaking book or like looking like through Facebook. And it's just so refreshing. I can just search up any topic or go to Shooting the Shit podcast, scroll through, see what guest looks, you know, interesting.
Yes, sometimes the guys get like, I love doing this too. Like, the reason why I called it Shooting the Shit podcast is because I didn't want to be labeled as one fucking thing.
Yeah.
So like, oh, it's only gonna be music. So man, we had a woman MMA fighter from Montreal on here. You know, we had a movie guy that was on here. You know what I mean? I love that shit. We had a guy that was an amputee. And he's a motivational speaker. He was one of the best interviews I've ever had. You know what I mean? That's why I was like, what do you want to call him? I want to call Shoot the Shit because I can do this. You know what I mean?
Don't limit yourself.
Why label something? This is it? Yeah. No. I said I know a bit of everything. I'm an expert at nothing. So how the fuck can I label myself, right? There's no way. It's been really, really fun though. But it's been fun. I met a shitload of people. It also led me to other people's podcasts, like Brooklyn was saying, to be like, it's I don't know. Sometimes you're right. Because I start work at 6:30 in the morning. I'm not listening to music at 6:30 when I'll pop on a podcast that I downloaded on Spotify and go from there, right? So it's really refreshing. And you know what? Still being new to the game, I still want to learn how everyone else is doing it, or what direction they went to, or that's a great idea. You're still learning, right? I love it. That's the point of doing things. New things is to learn and excel at it. But what I wanted to talk to you girls about, and I mentioned it in all the messages I sent you guys. Do you guys have any funny or crazy stories that happen? Doesn't have to be at tailgaters, but through your waitressing / bartending career. Who wants to start? Let's start with.
You always start with me.
So no. I'm gonna start with this one right there.
Me?
Alicia. Yeah.
Oh, I don't. There's so much stuff that happens. I mean, it's so hard to think of just one. I don't know. I mean, what kind of crazy do you want? Like, do
you want us to have your own show? Do you want us to just do this and be like, go ahead, Alicia?
No. I don't know. I mean, there's been a few crazies. I mean, I've had a couple like small injuries. Like I've had one, like I had one girl, server cut them off. And then they came up to me and it was her birthday. And I was like, hey, sweetheart, like me, like doing my like my little server voice, right? Like, hey, sweetheart, it's your birthday. Like you should, you know what? Why don't you have a glass of water? And like, we really want you to finish out your birthday and stay, and then maybe you can have something after. The girl was like, no, you fucking bitch. Took a pint glass, shoved it at my head. I went right to the ground because I was bartending, fell right to the ground. Fucking picking up glass in my head for like the next day. I think. So
did your voice change?
My voice changed after. Like, get that fucking bitch out of here! I'm like yelling, "Where's the doorman?" Like, and then on her way out, she goes like this. She goes like that to me. No, she did that. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And the best part about it is, some of you that might be watching might know Harlem. So Harlem wasn't there. She was gone after a while. She left for her shift. I told her about it. Like after work, I called her the next morning or something. She showed up she knew where this girl worked. She showed up at the girl's work with her baby in the stroller. So it's a customer service. And she's like, where is this girl's here? But she ended up working at a different Walmart or something. Okay. I don't know, but she went right to customer service. She's like, you better tell her we're going to charge her. But I didn't even bother calling the cops when it happened because I'm like, I'm going to have to sit here and do a fucking hour write it, written report. I'm like, just don't fucking come back. Like, get the fuck out of here.
God damn. When you cut someone off, people do not use that voice.
No.
Hey, it's your birthday. You're getting something to the head.
I did that voice of being like, why don't you just have a water? And then, when the glass went to my head, it was a different story.
Wow. Phae, you got some? Come on. Come on.
I just saw this one girl got kicked out this one time. I was walking by and she was like, I'm coming after you. I'm like, the fuck did I do? We had to lock her between the doors. She was like pounding, trying to beat the shit out of me. Like,
doors?
I didn't even serve you. I don't know who you are. Like, she's just like between the doors, like, I'm coming for you, bitch. Who are you?
Oh my God. How come I missed all this?
That's crazy.
I was on Junior was bouncing.
Oh
you pick the girl up and like put her between the doors. Like, I don't know what to do with her.
It's the elevator. Ding. Fuck this shit. Brooklyn, I hope yours is a little bit not as fucked up as this. You have a story?
What were you gonna say earlier?
Well, mine are less unique. They're kind of like the obvious grimy bar stories. So one of them was catching a 70. Well, I actually don't know his age, but he was like 75, 80-year-old man. He was like a regular at the bar I worked at, and he was in a wheelchair and he was trying to wheel behind the bar to steal alcohol. And he couldn't get through, so he was stuck. And I'm like, I won't name him. Like, why are you stuck in there? Like, why were you going behind the bar? And he's like, well, no one was here, so I was gonna go like get myself a drink. And then so we had to get like people to come take like part of the bar off to get him out. And it was like,
He really wheeled himself in there.
Customers were coming in like, what's wrong? Like, is he okay? I'm like, oh, this poor guy, I'm gonna lie for him because he's so
nice.
And then other more obvious times, like Alicia, I'm pretty sure you were there that like some night at some bar. I don't know how much trouble we can get in, but catching people of different genders in the wrong washroom together and having to go knock on the door.
It's so
and then the whole restaurant's watching like, ooh, like I still kids, and I'm just like, I sort of secretly love it. And like, guys, like stop, like, like wanting to just laugh so hard.
I have to be in the girls' bathroom because the guys' bathroom was too disgusting.
Oh god.
It was the guys.
At the end of the night.
It was the guys.
So my tailgater story was I come on a Thursday. Thursdays are not even they're consistent with the league guys, right? And I know the league guys, Pat and those guys are all behind me. You know what to play for them, and it's easy night. I see this dude from high school, and we were close in high school, but you know he comes and gives me the hug. It's years after high school. He introduces me to his friend, and he says that, oh, this is like my brother. And I was like, fuck, bro, I don't even have your number in my phone. So I'm like, yeah, we're brothers, whatever the case may be, right? So we start getting shots, and he gets in his own mind about something I did back in the day, which wasn't me, and I'm trying to explain that to him. But while I'm DJing, do you remember I had that bench behind me? Well, he sits beside me on the bench, leans back, and pukes on himself.
Oh yeah,
you remember that, eh? And I'm like, I was like, what the fuck? And he looked at me with puke drooling down his chin and says, I'm fucked up. I'm like, no shit.
Yeah, no.
Who doesn't lean forward, right? So the thing was on wheels. I pushed it. I pressed autoplay, which just goes from song to song, zero mixing, dead air and all. And I was like, that's it. That's it for me tonight. That's it. And I walked all the way and I sat at the bar. This disgusting prick. So I was working with both of you. Now, at my bar, I had it was like a Sunday. We're going to close early and come see you guys. Okay. And these three people, it's right around Halloween. These three people walk in and they're like, oh, we'll get a beer. And we give them a beer. And fuck, looking at the time. I'm like, shit, man, get the fuck out of here. You know how it is. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. We go do something. And one day I go to the bathroom and they're like, and they all leave. I look, there's like half pints everywhere. I'm like, what the fuck? What morons would come and order 3 beers? And then I'm like, so a few guys are saying bye and I hear noise. And I open the bathroom door and I'm getting splashed with water. Someone ripped off the urinal pipe and it's hitting me in the fucking face.
No.
And I shut the door and I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like, yo, guys, don't leave yet. Now we're looking to shut off where the water is. We have no idea. We're on ladders and shit. There's this much water in the place. We're getting shut. We finally close it. We're there till like 4 a.m. cleaning water. And I'm like, who are these guys? So we go on camera and we know what they look like, but you still don't know who they are, right? But I remember giving them giveaway tickets for Jersey.
Sweet.
And I went in there. It was like, called them next day. I'm like, hey, man. So your buddy fucked up my urinal. When do you say? It's like, what? Oh, yeah, we'll be. So he came and paid for it. And the funniest thing is there was a party like a following like 3 weeks later. The one guy that supposedly didn't break it had to come to this party. It was this guy's birthday party, and he showed up. And he's like, you remember me? Oh, yeah, Diaz. Diaz says, I just left that night. There was so much water. I was like, what the fuck, man? So it was just like, who does that? Like, who rips off?
Crazy.
What the fuck's wrong with people, like, breaking shit? I don't know.
That's the one thing I guess I should add to the negatives of working in the industry. Like, it can be a little, if you're not used, like, some young person who's been sheltered the whole life and jumping into a bar scene, like, I caution you and I pray for you because you don't know what to expect. I've seen very violent fights. Like things get destroyed. People can get out of control. People can show up to your bar after having like 10, 20 drinks. And some people are really good at hiding that.
That's another thing.
People are just aggressive and start fighting. And like, if you have a bouncer, if you don't here's a couple of chicks there and a bartender and a bunch of patrons, like it can be scary.
Yeah, one of my least favorite things probably doing too actually is having to cut people off or kick people out. It can get aggressive. Like I've had guys threaten my life. I've had girls threaten to kill me, send AJ after me. Like
why is that always the number one threat?
I don't know. It's really, and I mean sometimes it's a little nerve wracking. You don't know if somebody's gonna throw a punch at you, throw a bottle at you. It's like so it's definitely one of the least favorite parts of my job.
And you know what? Sure. You girls like work late at night and you leave late and you threw someone out earlier. Walk into your car, you're always looking. You know what I mean? All the time, right?
You're never alone, right? Like at tailgaters anyways, you're never alone. Like it's always
we always try to make sure we go.
Because it sucks because you don't know how much fucking anger they had at you for and they're not making rational decisions at that point. I had one guy, I know so and I told him, cool, I work here Monday through Friday. I was like, I don't know what else to tell him. Like, the fuck else you want me to do? Oh, you're right, you intimidated me. Let's come back into the bar. You know what I mean? What the fuck? Like, but do you find, is it really fair that grown ass human beings at the age of 19 plus in Ottawa need to be babysat by you girls or bartenders or male, who's ever serving, by cutting them off or not over serving because they're going to do something stupid afterwards? You guys find that that's fair?
No.
It's stupid.
Should be responsible for yourself. I mean, to a certain point. I mean, obviously we want to make sure everybody's okay, but it's a little much to put on bars and restaurants and the employees that work there, like for people making stupid decisions because they're just idiots in general. Right. Some people are just idiots in general. So, yeah.
Is the LCBO responsible if someone goes in and buys 240s and drinks them all?
Yeah, right.
The government of Canada isn't flipping that bill.
It just sucks because you are going there at the age of 19. So they're expecting you to be an adult and making decisions. You go in there, you drink 5 or 6 beers, a couple shots of tequila, you get pulled over, you say, I just came from there. You get in trouble, but so do they? Like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, how the hell are you guys are technically underpaid minimum wage, technically. Is that how it works?
Yeah.
And then rely on tips, which could be fucking great. Or it could be fucking shit. It's also like, shitty night makes shitty money, right? So, and then you get all this responsibility. Now, there could be a guy that came. I've seen this with my friends. I've hung out with someone. 2 beers later, he's annihilated. I'm like, dude, you only had 2. Yeah, but I had 5 earlier.
They smoked a joint, or they took medication, or they took prescription pills, or other kinds of drugs. So
not fair, not fucking fair at all. And I find, and what are the like, do you know what? You probably know this better than anyone here. Like, what are the fines or charges that if I left there and got I got in trouble and I told them I came from tailgaters? Do you know what the charges are on a bartender versus?
I mean, a lot of times they go after they'll go after the server and the bartender too, but they'll go after the bar in a whole because they have a way bigger bankroll, insurance policy, right? So they will go after the servers and those two, but they go with the bar as well. I mean, you're getting in trouble too, but luckily I haven't had that issue so far.
You'll lose your smart serve as well. So that won't.
Let's be real. That smart serve's retarded.
Well, I mean, you can.
I know, but you won't be able to work in the industry. So if you've only been serving from the time you're 16
you'll lose
to you're 35, that's the only job experience you have.
You're fucked.
You lose you're used to making all those tips and having that money. Losing your smart serve is a big deal to a lot of people because then you're gonna have to start working minimum wage now and you have a mortgage and 2 cars.
That's right. I just found smart serve is like, okay, Phae, you might be able, you might do some of these courses now that you've done. You can do your driving with dangerous goods and stuff like that, right? So this thing, I swear to God, they think you're a chemist once you're done this. I'm like, once I was done the test, like, you got 93, and I was like, cool. I remember 0. Like, it's like it was one of those like I'm fucked anyways. These courses, this smart serve's like, well, if he's not height and weight, that's all bullshit. Let's be real, like. It's
a beer is a beer is a beer, right? Like, it doesn't matter how big you are.
We have the BAC charts and stuff that are always on hand and everything. And, this weight, this could have this person at this weight can have this much and be at this alcohol limit. I mean, but you don't really know anymore because like weed, like marijuana and pills and all this other stuff affect everything too. So it's really hard. You can't just go by that anymore. You have to go with your gut. You have to go with your instincts. And what you see, right? So
I found you girls have been in the industry long enough to see that the security license also weakened the security staff inside a bar. Mm-hmm. Like I talked to some of these security guys, and they're just like being a bouncer from way back, and I'd be like, they're just and then it's not their fault. It's not their fault. They were following security protocols.
Yeah,
but they're not following actual human to human bouncing protocols.
I know it's dormant from back in the day to what they got, and what security has to be now is really a lot different. Like
my job
from when I first started as a server, bartender, everything in this industry to now, it's changed a lot.
It was weird because I'm like,
you obviously know. Like,
well, we were always taught girls to be like, make sure it stays internal, right? Don't ever bring any police, because the more police that gets there, it's going to probably be shut down. That was the number one thing they told us. It was always like, make sure everyone's out safe. Make sure you try to kick someone out without using any physical force. It was always a skill of talking and talking and talking and talking. Get them to become your friend. Get them to try that. But these guys are like, I remember talking to them and be like, I'm going to call the cops. And I'm like, whoa. There's like 50 other ways to do this right now before you end up there. You know what I mean? And that's where I need to. It's not taught properly, but it's not their fault, because that's how they're taught online, to be a security guard and not really a bouncer at a bar, right? So it's a bit different.
And the same thing with servers, though. Like the smart serve, like that's great and all, but like you have to have this type of personality to be able to de-escalate things when people are drunk.
Yep.
You can't just be also hot-headed, authoritative, and think that people are going to listen to you because you work there. Like no one gives a crap. So you have to have that personality.
Do you guys have tricks to like slow things down? Do you just don't see them as often? Do you skip that?
You don't want to do that, because then that's just not giving good service. You want to, I don't know, when you say you're out, you want to do shots and stuff. You think they've had a couple tequilas already. Maybe you'd be like, oh my God, have you guys tried this shot? It's like, I don't know, Swedish beer. It's so tasty, even though I wouldn't drink it. But I mean, little things like
best
that.
Cranberry shot ever.
Local alcohol drinks. I mean, drinks in taller glasses.
Oh, what happened to her?
Oh no!
Is that not a terrible face to stop her?
Oh, it's so good.
Oh man, I'm not gonna be rude. I'm just gonna remove this until she comes back. No, she's gonna get mad if we keep that on there. Phae,
I have a trick. I have a trick.
Please.
Here's the thing: if you're engaging and talking with them, they tend to like forget the urgency of drinking. That's just what I've found. So instead of like, hey, like some people are sitting down, like especially with a group of guys, sometimes it's sitting 5 of them. Like, I guess we're just gonna do another shot because we're just sitting here and no chicks are talking to us. So let's just keep getting drunker. So it's like maybe try to encourage more fun. Like have you guys tried ping pong? Like we can do that at tailgate. Like have you guys tried like whatever, or like go to the DJ?
Could you go request a song to the DJ? Yeah, bust my balls.
Joey loves playing classic rock. So go hit him up with
hit him up with Footloose.
Hit him up with Footloose. It's his fave. But just kind of be like the life of the party, because I find a lot of people who get super drunk are people who are just sitting there drinking consistently. Does that make sense? Like
yes,
they're just sitting there pounding it back at the bar, or like, and I'm like, guys, like you came here to have fun, like just take a break.
I got my internet went down. Sorry guys, and
that's what happens when you live nowhere.
I know. I still have shit internet.
I'm out by your place all the time doing deliveries, by the way.
Are you?
Yeah.
Come by and say hi. We can socially distance. Hi. Come on.
I'll just back up the truck. You'll hear the beeping. It's me.
Do it.
Phae's next. Phae, do you have any tricks? Or do you say, fuck you, you're not drinking no more?
I just, if it hits the point, you just drop some waters off of the table. And you're like, look, guys, like, you got to drink at least half of this before.
Oh, that's legit.
Yeah.
Before I serve you anything else. Like, oh, water. I'm like, have you had any water today at all? They're like, no. I'm like, well.
You got almost like
water before your beer.
Mom says you're going to thank me tomorrow.
Blame it on the system. Like sometimes it's been like, I'm legally not allowed to serve you.
Yeah, you can do that.
And I have a child at home. I have bills to pay. I'm not losing my job. It does for me. The heart-to-hearts work, especially if I build a rapport between me and my clients. Like, look, I know you're drunk and you want to have fun, but like I will lose my job if I serve you another shot. It's not worth it for me. If you don't want to tip me, it's fine.
Yeah, of course.
Like, sorry, like no one else here is going to serve it to you either. Like,
no, I totally get that. It you have to have your own methods. I used to be like, guys, come on, man, like liquor license and even at tailgaters, the taps, they're all fucking labeled. Like they know when you pour after 2.
Yeah.
We had the same system. It's like, you know what I mean? You can get fucked, and they don't.
People have offered me like $100 to give them a beer after 2.
Is that not retarded?
Why the fuck you just go
You
get
have
a
a
beer?
problem.
But I'm like, I would never. It's not worth my job for the one fucking drink. One drink I'm gonna serve you, right? Like, no.
Not even a bottle that you can punch in tomorrow.
No, I'm not risking it.
$1.50 tip. $1.50 tip off one beer is not going to cost you bringing in thousands of dollars a month.
Yeah, that's actually right.
Nothing.
That is so cool. But yeah, I know the bar industry overall, it's been definitely a pleasure. I enjoyed it. I can't say I'm never gonna go back because I'm too old. Come on.
Never.
I'm the customer now. I'm not the employee.
I'm jealous.
I'm the employee. Fuck, I'm gonna come and bug Alicia now.
Yeah.
And harass whatever DJ's there.
I don't know. We haven't had a DJ. That's another thing. We haven't had a DJ since all the COVID stuff. So
what a fucking shit.
Minimum. We're not supposed to encourage dancing, right? That's actually in the stipulations, right? Restrictions we got at one point. It was like a level of music. Like you can't have a music past a certain level, like volume level.
Yeah.
And because they don't want to encourage like people like dancing gatherings and stuff like that. So I don't think DJs are going to be happening for us for quite some time.
I don't think it's going to be happening in a lot of places. Actually, it's going to definitely hurt that industry. Did you guys almost had a little New Year's Eve party? No.
Oh yeah, we got tickets. Well, we were allowed to have 50 people, so we had tickets made, and we were selling. We even sold some before they had made the announcement. And yeah, we were just about to, and then they shut us down again. So,
how's the vibe in there? Have you like the owners and stuff, and you and the other managers? Like, what's the vibe like?
Everybody's trying to stay positive. For what I mean. I think all of us are in our heads are like, holy fuck, like this sucks. But we're just trying to stay positive and trying to work on things that we didn't have time for before, and change things up to just when we can open for good. Try to maximize the success, I guess.
Now, do you think that the question for all you guys, like obviously, do you think this opened up your eyes to like Phae made a move now? She's secured, you know what I mean? Stuff like that for something like this to ever happen again. Like, do you think it's like cool? Like the serving business and the bartending business and the restaurant stuff is great, but should you always have a little bit of a backup plan? Now that that we know, I never thought we were going to go through this in our lifetime, but now that it did, it's like it kind of opens your eyes by being like, "Fuck, this is great." But if this ever happens again, I'm fucked. Unless I got to make a move, right, and be ready, or have something on the side or a side hustle. So it kind of opened our eyes in that sense. So I'm just happy everyone's doing well. I haven't really talked. I don't know if any of you are in the same situation where I've never really talked to someone where it really truly affected them, where they've lost too much. I just found like, everyone's doing pretty, I just find that it's been a little bit longer than I wanted to. And, the socializing, because all of us being in the industry, we're pretty social people. You take that away from us, like, hey, you can't, God damn it. You know what I mean? That's the only thing that's hurt us. But you know what? I haven't really spent any money. Bills are going down. There's positives.
Yeah, right? That's true. Spending less money.
The money on bars.
Yeah.
So it's like, what? Technically, I feel like COVID was designed for me to do this. You know what I mean? Like smarten up and get your shit together. But it's I just the biggest thing is I think once this opens up, it's flying. That's flying for me. What is the first thing?
What do you mean flying?
Like
getting better?
Going away.
South. Down south, 2 weeks now. It was good. I
usually go for a week. Yeah. Well, yeah, you got to go 2 weeks now.
I got to go. I missed.
Thank you. Luckily, me and Phae got to go last February, right before.
Oh, I went in January.
We went like Valentine's Day week. Wow. Each other's Valentine.
You guys fucking pushed it.
It was right before they like started, because then we went away to Montreal. Remember, I messaged you Joey about going to Montreal for my birthday.
That's right.
And then when we were in Montreal, that was the day we found out that Tuesday, the day we were coming back, St. Patrick's Day.
Over.
The day after my birthday, we weren't going back. So we did get to go out to Montreal for that last weekend too. So traveling. Oh God, I can't wait.
Where'd you girls go in February?
We went to why am I drawing a blank here?
Because you've been doing so much these days. That's why.
Cabo. We went to Cabo.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
Feels like it's been so long, but it's only been a year.
It's funny you said that. My dad tells me, he's like, oh man, we haven't been on a trip, this and that. I'm like, Pops, you went in January last year. And he's like, no, I didn't. I'm like, yeah. Because it feels like because it took it away from us, so you have no idea when you're going, right? So it's like I actually managed. It was mid-January when I ended up going. There was eight. Well, we had so many people from all like Nova Scotia, Russia, Australia. We had so many people that met up with us. It ended up being 18 of us that went.
That's sweet.
It was fun, but it's a lot of work because you haven't seen so many people in so long that you're like, I want to take a nap. Like, you can't take a nap. I'm like, yeah, I can't take a nap. Like, it was just like,
I'm fucking taking a nap.
Yeah, I know, man. Like, you lock the door. You're like, leave me alone. Fuck. It was. I was.
Those
exhausted.
are the best naps. You get off the beach, your little
tan. After that, after day naps, yeah.
Oh yeah.
You're half marked and like perfect.
I was actually booked for a trip a few weeks ago. I was supposed to go to Florida. My parents and I canceled the day before because I honestly was just scared of like all the judgment of like everyone else.
I would have brought it up
going on trips. I'm like, so
I'm like, if I didn't have to quarantine for 14 days at that point, I'd be in Mexico right now.
Yeah, I'm regretting not going and sitting on the beach for like a couple of months. like
my was it like the Bahamas or whatever, they were doing like 6 months visas, like because you work from home, right? So they're like, come, we'll give you a work visa and you can work down here.
God,
I'm like, fuck.
You're telling me this now?
That's the only time I think I'd ever wish I'd joined the government.
The one time. That's it. So the first thing. So COVID opens up. Let's say whatever, and we get. Okay. Next question. Before I get into that, what is your thought on the vaccination?
No,
don't even make me publicly.
I don't know.
My opinion.
Do you want to put you on mute and just pretend to talk? I don't know.
I just saw that a nurse, like Mike just told me that a nurse so she got the vaccine 2 weeks ago, and then she just recently got COVID. So, I mean, to me,
I'm
not trying to laugh here, but
people getting the vaccine and then dying afterwards.
So I'm very confused. This is supposed to stop the vaccine or stop the virus, but then a nurse took it and then literally got COVID 2 weeks later. So I'm like, I don't really have a lot of faith in it, to be honest, and I don't think I want to be like one of the first people to get.
We're definitely not the first.
Yeah, we're definitely not the first.
Our age
anyways,
our jobs, everything, we're far down the line.
But I don't really have a ton of faith in it at the moment. I mean, I guess I'll have to be proven wrong, but.
Reasonable
I'll do it. I'll take it if I have to travel. If it's like take it or you can't travel, then I'll.
That's
take
what
it.
I said. That's what I said. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I'll die over there. I don't know. So Brooklyn, what's your? You want to let it out a little bit?
I honestly just the fact that like I have a 5-year-old daughter. The thought of me doing this and potentially have made the wrong decision. That is what freaks me out a bit more than most people, I guess. It's just like, I don't know the long-term effects of this. And to give it to my kid, just like, I couldn't imagine if anything happened. Like, fuck, that's on me.
Yeah, I get that.
So I don't want to be forced into it. I understand
we are going to get forced into it.
I'm not a fucking scientist. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to, like, I watched 3 YouTube videos, so all of a sudden I'm a fucking wizard. Like, I know I'm not. But
that's how I get my faxes.
My internal instincts are telling me I really don't want to do this. Mm-hmm. It's going to be, like Alicia said, something that it's going to be forced upon. It's not going to be like, oh my God, please sign me up first. I want to go next.
Yeah. Hey, what about you?
Yeah, no, I'm okay.
You're good without it?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You guys have no faith in 2021, you know.
I mean, it took 100 years to get a polio vaccine and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, we still like. I don't know.
It's nerve-wracking.
Like they can't get rid of herpes neither. I was told. Like, it's fucked up.
I really feel like I have a strong immunity. Like I worked at a bar. I picked up people's dirty chicken wings. I've touched so much money. It's not even funny. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like I just
maybe you're immune to everything by this point, right?
like when I feel you're doing that much, like you're that much into transactions and everything, right? I just, not that I'm like superhuman and I'm not gonna get it or anything, but.
No, I get that. It's the traveling thing that
well, yeah, like if I have to get it to travel, then fine. But
I think that we're all at that.
Yeah.
So I like that's my number one. It's like, you know what, everything else is like, sure, the mask thing's annoying, but we're getting used to it. But if they told us like, you know, like you're not going anywhere, you're not traveling, then I think it's gonna be like, fuck, just throw it in there. Get me the fuck out of here.
The mask thing, I gotta say. So I was watching the Trevor Noah show before I was watching this. I think it was a repeat from like yesterday.
Yeah.
But one of the things he was talking about is like, so now they're saying, it must maybe it's in the U.S. Something they're saying to wear 2 masks now.
Okay.
Are you serious?
No, it was literally he was doing a bit on this. That like they're recommending. This is obviously in the States now. I haven't heard this in Canada, but it was on so at Trevor Noah show. They're recommending to wear 2 masks now because one just isn't enough.
Fuck that.
So what?
I mean, I believe it.
I believe
it.
Oh my god, it's crazy. I thought they were gonna like say full bodysuit soon, but I don't know.
Oh man, I don't know.
If they tell them to put a plastic bag over their head, they probably fucking do it.
It's gonna get there. It's at the. I don't know, man. I put it on. I have to get in the back of the truck to move some stuff around, and when I move some stuff around, all of a sudden it's like I gotta fucking. I'm swallowing the cocksucking thing, you know. Like, I can't breathe in here, you know. But there's guys. What I love country guys. They're looking like, don't put that on. Like they're so like.
Yeah, my mom's in Florida right now. She's like, you go to Home Depot, no one's wearing a mask and no one's saying nothing.
Yes, some people
like,
don't give a fuck.
Like, someone tell me to put my mask on. Someone tell me to get out of the church. I will not. Like, total different climate in Ottawa than Florida. For sure.
Whatever. The vaccination, we'll just pretend it's amazing. It works. Or we don't need it and we can do whatever the fuck we want. The world opens up. Phae, what is the first thing you're going to do when they can say, fuck it, you can do whatever you want?
Bye. I'm going on vacation.
Where are you going?
I don't know, somewhere down south with a beach and a fucking beer.
Cuba. You're coming with me to Cuba.
Yeah, all right.
I think that's all of our answers.
Yeah, I literally would have been on vacation.
I mean,
already
unless it's summertime, I'm not gonna go down south in the summer. I'll enjoy my summer and save it.
If it's summer,
I'm not going. Like, I'm not gonna waste my time.
But they might shut down again. So I'm like, as soon as they open up.
Why do you have to fuck up our vibe, Brooklyn? I was thinking exactly what she was thinking until you said that.
I'm a realist.
Think about my answer now.
This summer, things were open. I went camping all summer long. Like, I did things within reason, right? And now it's like you can't even listen. I'm going to tell you this right now. This summer, if things open up, we're going on a trip because tomorrow ain't promised.
I'm not going in the summer.
Seize the day, Joey.
I'm not going in the summer. Alicia, I know what Alicia. November is the earliest.
Okay.
But what if they move again?
Like, we can do a big camping.
We're gonna fucking steal a plane. I have a friend pilot. Let me talk to him, right?
Okay.
Get the fuck out of here. We're not smuggling drugs. We're smuggling humans.
We'll go to like Vegas in the summer or something. Okay.
Okay, that makes
like that. Okay.
Nah, I can't.
Why?
The criminal record thing won't let me go through. You guys can have fun. We'll do one of these in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Have fun, girls.
Okay, like a big cottage camping trip or something in the summer, and then
no. I get it, but I'm not. November is the early, like winter wise. I'll go in November. Up to April is where my vacation time is going. I can't leave when it's hot and go.
I know. I have a hard time doing that just because I feel like it's just such a waste. But I mean, you're right, Brooklyn. We don't know what's happened the next day.
Don't listen to Brooklyn. Don't listen to her.
If I could have gone away on a trip in September when things were still open, I'm wishing I would have.
Mm-hmm.
So Brooklyn,
it was warm, but it wasn't
what trip is yours? Where would you want to go?
I probably want to go somewhere where I haven't been before. So I haven't been to Cuba or Costa Rica.
Oh, both nice. I love Cuba.
So I feel like down south, like, not that they're similar, but I just want to try something different and a different culture, different places to see.
Yeah.
Cuba's fun for that because it's safe enough that you can like walk around and do stuff where a lot of other places
drive the scooters drunk. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't here.
I pop. You know where you put. You know where you put your helmet up. You know where you put your helmet up. All my beers are there. You know. You put your helmet in. Like, it's like a little cooler. It's good to go. I'm telling you. Yeah. I love it. $99 for 3 days.
Nice.
And I smashed mine and I brought it back.
Oh,
yeah.
If they ask for a deposit, that's my fault.
I've never been on a trip with like a group of friends before. It's always just been with like family or like one other person, or like I've gone on my own.
Always friends.
So I've never experienced like going with a group of people. Like I'm almost 30 and I've never had like a friend trip. It's just been.
We need to do that then. We need to do that.
Right?
Too young to go with us? Is that what you said, Joe?
She's too young to come with us. Almost 30.
Adults only?
Me too.
Adults only.
We'll get you babysat, Brooklyn. Don't worry about it.
Got a kids club over
Yeah, the kids club.
You can make fun of us. Go ahead.
We're all fine.
They also have handicap ramps. We're good.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll need that for sure. I always fucking hurt myself.
Every time we go away or do something, this girl wipes out hard. Like every like always.
We went to when we went to Mexico. I ripped my whole toenail off before I left.
And then you like fell one day and like totally smashed your foot that one like after that. No, wasn't like And I think the year before you did the same thing.
Thanks, Alicia.
Were we in Mexico too? That we did it. So they had the marble floors, and all of my fucking sandals slid. So I'm like, I'd be walking, and then it just like woof, and it just fucking eat it. My knees were so like burned.
You've been on her knees for a while there, you know.
Oh yeah.
Coming on vacation with a hockey gear. She's ready to go.
I get my Blue Cross fucking medical insurance because I know better.
I love it, girls. There's the craziest thing that happened in Cuba was we were this little Asian guy, Ivan Ting, and he went to high school with me, and we go to like the game rooms. You know, they play pool and there's chess and stuff. So Ivan and Jesse, remember how big Jesse is? Jesse's like, I can beat you at ping pong. The Asian guy's like, come on, relax. They go at it. They're in another room. And the Asian guy comes back. He's like, can you pop my shoulder into place? He dislocated his shoulder. I'm like, what happened? He goes, I can't fucking beat him.
What?
He couldn't beat him. He couldn't beat Jesse at ping pong. And Jesse's laughing. He's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I'm trying to pop it. And I'm trying not to puke at the same time. I'm like,
oh no.
Oh my God, I couldn't do it.
You gotta go to the hospital. So they go to the hospital in Cuba. Not even like an hour later. We're drunk. We're making bad decisions. We're like, let's meet them at the hospital. We get to the lobby. They're already back. I'm like, did you guys go? They're like, yeah. They're like, they popped it back in. They needed to pay money because we have insurance. You got to pay in advance and then file it afterwards, right? So he pays in advance, but he didn't have any money on him. So they drove him to a bank machine in the ambulance, like a cab. Open the back door. Yes. It was the best. They put him out. It was so dope. It was like, I'm like, man, this country's great. He was back in no time in the sling. Let's go back out. I'm like, God damn. But yeah, the fact that like Jesse murdered this poor kid.
That's amazing. Like we need to get him playing some people at tailgaters then.
He's actually it's actually so good. And the fact he's not very cocky. He keeps saying, I don't know why I'm good. Makes you angrier. I'd rather him say that he is good. He's like, I don't know why. He's destroyed people. I've seen people fucking throw the paddle. I don't get it. But this Asian guy was like, are you crazy? I went to high school playing ping pong. Like he was so like, yeah, I came back with dislocated shoulder. Biggest injury happening in there is ping pong. But it was fun though. But yeah, definitely. I got one more Cuba trip in me. There's a few things I want to do. I want to go there for 2 weeks. I want to get an Airbnb in Havana for a couple nights. Yeah, there's a few things. Yeah, and I like the food. The food out there, I know on the resort isn't the best, but off the resort, Alicia, I'm telling you.
Oh yeah, you know how I feel about Cuba.
I know, but the food.
I love to go to a place with good food.
I'm telling you, I know that the rooms are like they're cheaper, right? But the thing is, it all comes out to being the same because I bring extra money to eat out, and I'm telling you, the fucking restaurants out there,
oh, it's so
fucking
good.
phenomenal. Like I remember, my buddy Bam was just like, if he goes, man, I know people say Cuban food sucks, but he's like, fuck them if they haven't tried the food outside of there. But inside, whatever.
Yeah, I guess I haven't ate too many restaurants outside. So I mean, I'm just more of a fan of Mexico for that reason. But
yeah, absolutely. I get it.
But yeah, I'll have to maybe. Well,
I've never stayed on a resort ever. What? I've only ever been to houses or condos.
I love you.
So I kind of want to, like, as much as I love that, because I feel so free when I'm staying at someone's house or like in a condo or Airbnb. But I've never experienced like what people talk about, like the open bar and just like the
Oh, you literally move from like, one bar to the next until they all shut down.
Like, in Cuba, they have a 24-hour bar. It's by the lobby, and then they don't close.
Yeah, the 24-hour bars in Cuba. Yeah, always, They always have one at each resort in Cuba, right?
Yeah, like, Cuba has everyone by the lobby.
Yeah.
And Dominican usually it's 50-50. Mexico isn't, though.
Yeah, no, Mexico, they always shut down at like 4 or so.
I went.
Something like that. I don't know. I'm more of a day drinker when I go away.
I'm an all-day night. It doesn't. It's just a shit show. I have two Bubba mugs. I'm fucked up. You know, I do it all. Like, I remember one night we went to. It was me, Bam, and Jesse went to Dominican. We landed, and you know, it was one of those later flights that we always debated which one was better, early or later. But whatever, Alicia, you're still wrong. Later flights are better. So we land there, and we get to the bar, and we start drinking, and it was 6:30 in the morning, and I remember leaving, and I told the guy, the bartender, like, yeah, I'm going to bed, and he literally looked at me and said, "Thank God."
Oh.
I was like, what the fuck, man? I didn't put 24 hours on your schedule. Your fucking hotel did. Thank God, he said to me. Yeah, like the 24-hour bars are fucking fantastic.
Yeah, you get some crazy characters there at a certain time.
That's what I love. Just people watch. People watch all over the world.
Love
like,
it.
oh my goodness.
And Phae, you've been to the Beatles bar, right?
Oh yeah.
So fun.
No, I haven't. So I fucked up my foot the day before I was supposed to go to the Beatles bar in Havana. I literally I broke like all the small bones.
Oh, you broke it in Havana?
No, I fell down some stairs.
It's on the strip. It's on the Veradero strip.
Yeah, like, I know. I was supposed to go, and then I fucked my foot.
Oh my! This Beatles bar. Okay, when you Google it, Beatles bar Veradero. It's like it looks like a little bar, and you're like, oh, whatever. And I talk to some people like, yeah, it fills up fast. I'm like, no shit. It looks like it fits 50. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I get there. Yeah, there's a bar, but it's actually on the side where all this property is, and they have all these chairs outside, and it's an outdoor concert with this with this cover band that sings every. No, not even. You would assume that, but that's what it's called. So that's what you were assuming, right? Yeah. That's what I was assuming too. No, it's every rock and roll song ever, like the whole, because everyone from every different language and every different countries are talking. They're singing to the songs that they know. It is a fucking free to get in, $2 beers. It's fantastic. So
everyone probably.
I found a hotel across the street from it called Starfish. So that's the hotel I'm staying at next time because I don't want a cab anymore. I just want to walk over annihilated. And, hey, it's me
again.
Plan
his trips around the bar location.
Yeah. I mean, what kind of hotel is this? Is this like a rent by the hour kind of hotel? Or
come on, Alicia, give me some credit. It's across the street. There's the beach is behind there. Yeah. Trust me, I did my research.
Okay. I went to a cool bar in Cuba once. It was like a big cave. I think it might have been called the Cave. I don't know if it was like in Havana or not. Yeah, it was a bit like it was. I'm pretty sure it's called the Cave. I think it was in Havana, and it was just you just walk in and it's like it's like an actual cave. It was
because there's one called something similar like that in Dominican. It's called the Club Imagine. It was a cave too. I've never been to that one though. Every time I'm about to go, I'm like, it's like my 6th day there, and I can't make it because like they bring you back home at 5, and I can't do it. But yeah, definitely, my next trip is definitely Cuba. I can't wait. We talked about we're supposed to go in April. April got pushed to November. Now I got pushed to whatever. So whatever we got to do, what we got to do, right, and survive. But yeah, if we can definitely set something up, not in the summer, Brooklyn, not in the summer. Want to do something else in the summer? Sure. A cottage.
Fine. I'm down in the fall. I'm down. I'm down
cottage.
Whenever,
a cottage. I'm down with in the summer, but
I wonder who has a cottage.
Yeah, Brooklyn's got a cottage.
Not me, my parents.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Oh, set something up. You know. Well, we're masks.
I've already
for
told
10
all
minutes.
of you guys. I literally invited all of you guys. So just, you know, now that we don't have crazy schedules, we're working 24/7, which was the case before. You know how hard it is to gather a group of people in the industry? Like, it's impossible. So.
Well, Alicia's birthday, there was always someone working. Remember, there was always like someone that got left back at tailgaters that had to do
some loser.
There was always like, not everyone can go.
Yeah.
So there's always
good Sunday nights, eh? Yeah.
We had a couple fun on your birthday.
Yeah. Yeah, we've had a few good ones. We've had
I had to take you home. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Her friend's calling me, you're gonna don't fucking sleep with her. Remember, she's yelling at me. I was like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, I'm trying to get her home to her boyfriend. What the fuck's wrong with you? Yeah, we've had some blasts. It was Mike Barron's fault, by the way, because he said, "Are you gonna make sure she got home?" I was like, "Yeah, of course." And I blinked and he disappeared. I was like, "That motherfucker, where'd he go?" What? Your couch isn't good enough?
I think you've got stuck with me at the end of my birthday a couple years, actually, Joey.
I think it's true. Yeah.
One time we went to the strip club. That was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That was quite the
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, there was
Okay, Alicia, I'm gonna let it out of the bag now. Your phone was in my pocket the whole time.
I realized that now, you little Oh my god. That was the worst. I was like, God, no phone, and Joey had it the whole time.
She's threatening strippers.
I went back into the strip club and I was like, "Okay, my phone."
I'm like, "Oh." We searched my whole car. I got home.
Lost my phone. They're probably like, "How many times I hear this?"
I got home and Harlem's like, "Oh, is Alicia all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, she's all right." And I look, I'm like, "Why is there another phone in my pocket?" And I pull it in. I'm like, "Oh shit." I'm like, "Don't tell Alicia, but I got her phone. I'm gonna get with her." I was like, "My bad," because there was a big scene about it. All I had to do was look. I didn't even look. Like, what the fuck? Like, one time I went in my pocket.
Had a pretty good night there. So.
But you know what? The phone wasn't lost. Everything was good. You threatened a couple of strippers. It's fine.
Made it out alive.
I made it out alive.
You got my phone. She's like, "No, I don't." I'm like, "Yeah, you do." And it's in my pocket. As far as it wasn't blinking and shit. You know what I mean? It was fun. But now that you bring it up, yes, I was stuck with you a couple times. Now that I remember now. Yeah, I remember. Those are, but they were fun. We look forward to that. Hey, but it was always cold.
Yeah, March birthdays. I shouldn't have a birthday in March, right? Like, it should be
in December. Mine sucks.
Yeah, yours is still cold as well. So.
Fucking, I didn't do anything this year. Well, of course,
no, I guess not.
Didn't do anything. But girls, thank you for spending your Saturday evening with me.
Thanks for having us, Joey. It was fun.
Always fun. Phae was always a little shy to be on her. She's like, I don't want to come on.
Oh, I think we all were shy. We all talked a little bit. Like, I talked to everybody. I'm like.
It's all good. It's all good.
I'll have a drink. It'll loosen me up. Like, I tied one on last night, so I'm not drinking tonight.
The show should have been last night then. Is that what you're saying?
For sure.
Awesome. Girls, I'm really happy. Everyone's doing really, really well. This has been a pleasure. I honestly, you know what I mean? We need to see each other for real. We're going to do it again. Fuck, you guys, whatever you guys want to talk about. Come on, it's this easy. You know how it was. I sent you guys a link. And
I have a few people I want to bring on. And a few, like...
Are you going to come on with me or what?
I'd be down to co-host.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm a pretty good co-host.
Let's do it.
We can do it. Let's do it up.
And then we'll work on it together and we can do it. I'm that simple.
Right.
Bam doesn't get offended, man. Bam doesn't get offended. He's my co-host, but he's always late anyway. So I don't mind having a substitute sometimes, you know, it's good. So,
there you go.
But I appreciate it. But definitely do this again. Hopefully things open up a bit and we can hang out in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And then hopefully we can all convince Alicia to come to Cuba.
Oh, I'll go. I'll go.
Oh, you guys have it. We heard it here.
You're gonna have to take me some good restaurants. I have Carlos's comment there. Home cooking is better. I trust him on that.
I'm promising you'll love it. Trust me. The resort food is like Survivor. You find what you like and you survive.
Sure is.
But then you leave and you eat everything. It's fantastic. I'm telling you, it's great. We're gonna have a great time.
Cool.
Girls, thank you so much.
Okay, thanks, Joey.
Have a good night.
Thank you, Joey, for having me.
You too.
Love you, girls.
Bye, guys.